From your investigation, you have pieced together the following facts. Angie was last seen alive, leaving her office at around 11 p.m. She was found dead about 3 miles away in a wooded area near the lake. Her time of death was approximately 12 p.m. Her cause of death was a blunt trauma to the top of the skull. There was no sign of a struggle, and forensics believe she was hit only once from behind. The murder weapon was the tire iron from Yale's car, which was stolen between the hours of 10:15 and 11:30. A bracelet was found at the scene of the crime, which was originally given to Ted by his wife Bridget, but according to her mother, was reclaimed by Bridget and was in her possession of the time of the murder. Yale car was found the next day by police in an alley behind Ted's apartment. The day after the murder, you entered Ted's apartment and discovered the evidence indicating that he had been there, had drunk a full bottle of whiskey, changed his clothes and ordered a pizza at 10:21 p.m, which was delivered at 11:15 p.m. The only information released to the media about the murder was Ted escaped from police custody around 2 p.m. the night of the murder. Angie was murdered at midnight by the lake, killed by a blunt trauma to the head caused by a tire iron. The paper showed a picture of the bracelet and asked the public for help identifying it. I missed one.
Now, without further ado, I would like to
I missed one, so okay, gotta watch this again. A nice horrible sound of static among the music. I guess it's the ocean. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's the one. The crime experts have determined that it would be impossible for Ted to leave his apartment and steal Yale's car in only 15 minutes, and so Ted was ruled out as a suspect. Your interview with Rolf revealed that he was attending a right-wing fundraising dinner the night of the murder. His girlfriend, Bridget, accompanied him. There we go.
Now, without further ado, I would like to welcome our
Not
friend
dead,
and
Tiger.
benefactor,
Indeed.
Rolf Lake.
You've got something on your lip there.
The provocative affair of the mind of ideas one. Take a cold shower, lover boy, and keep your eyes on your plate.
Thank you, Peter, for your introduction and inspiring call for sedation. Sedition. Our two enemies are taxes and government regulation. Both can be slaughtered by inspiring fear in the general population. A nation in fear is a nation willing to accept drastic measures.
You spoke with the other attendees who could all vouch for Rolf, but interestingly enough, none of them remember seeing Bridget between the hours of 9:30 and 1 a.m. when the party broke up. They did say they saw her leave with him and she seemed composed. You did a little research and discovered an interesting fact. The night of the murder, a car was demolished when it hit a moose at about 11:45 on the only road that connects the murder scene with Ted's apartment where Yale's car was abandoned. You checked and found that there was no mention of it in any of the papers. Traffic was reduced to one lane for about an hour. You need to extract a confession from Bridget. Yes, let me just get my plate out so I can stare at it. Silly bitch shouldn't hang her tits out. She don't want people looking.
On a mission. So are you interested in the truth or acquiring enough evidence to ensure a conviction?
Eva, don't give a shit. Eva, don't give a shit. Where is it? I'm a little rattled due to an accident. Yeah, I hit a deer. Remark that that is an interesting question and ask her to explain what she means. That's probably right. Sounds right. That sounds stupid. That sounds right. Tell her you want evidence to ensure a conviction. Tell her you're interested in the truth. That's interesting.
Sweetie, if you asked me to describe an egg, I could tell you that it's hard, brown, and comes out the back of a chicken.
Hooray.
Or I could tell you that it's light and fluffy and absolutely delicious served with toast. Both descriptions are true, but only one would be helpful if you were planning a menu. Wouldn't you agree?
No.
You see, sweetie, your intent is what's important. Once you've declared your intent, then maybe I'll be able to help you.
Some people like eating raw eggs with the shell, and just... Probably some like eating out of the chicken. Anyway, ask where she was at 11:30 the night of the murder. Tell her your intent is to get a conviction. Your intent is to discover the truth. Where were you?
I was with my boyfriend, Rolf Klink, at a fundraising dinner for the fascist party.
The fascist party. Yes. I vaguely know what that means. Adolf came to mind, but I doubt it is him. Yeah. Anyway, tell her that you've made some inquiries, and while everyone can vouch for Rolf being at the function all evening, no one can remember seeing her between hours of 9:30 and 1. Tell her that you understand Rolf made a faux pas in his speech, and ask if she knows what it was. What's that mean? Fuck up? Probably that thing he said, sedation. Ask her what she knows about Rolf. Fuck Rolf. That one will do. The longest one.
I was there all night. I left our table and wandered about. There's only so many times you can listen to someone confess about their childhood guilt of pulling wings off flies.
Kid with her that you bet she's done a lot worse than that. Ask if there is anyone who can vouch for her being there at around 10 p.m, 10:30. Tell her that you understand Rolf made a faux pas. Nah, that's wrong. It's come up twice, so it must be wrong.
I don't know. I had a bit too much to drink. I don't remember who I spoke with. Surely if you interview all 200 of them, you'll find somebody who remembers speaking with me.
Yeah, probably. They were all drunk too, weren't they? Ask her about her relationship with Ted, maybe. Ask if she drives a car. That's kind of, I don't know, irrelevant, but not really. Probably is. Ask her what she knows about Rolf. And fuck Rolf. That came up twice, didn't it? So, no. Ted.
Ted is a violent man. He's extremely dangerous. He's a cold-blooded killer, but he can be very charming and deceptive. He beat me throughout our marriage, but nobody believed me. He's crazy.
That's good. Didn't seem that charming when I spoke to him. Ask her about the bracelets, maybe. 11:30, maybe. Who gives a shit?
I gave it to him when we were dating. When we split, I asked for it back. I kept it in a box up in my room. Then I started getting these hellish nightmares, visions of torture and desperosity. When Ted escaped, he called and said he wanted it back, and it was then I realized that the nightmares were coming from that bracelet. I left it under the mat on the stairs of his apartment. It's an evil token. I'm not surprised he dropped it at the scene of the murder.
Okay. That's come up twice, the top one, so it's probably wrong. That's come up twice. No, it's come up 3 times or 4 times now, so that's wrong. Tell her you think she is lying. Ask when she left the bracelet under the mat. Yep, that sounds good.
The day before the murder.
Yay! Tell her the day before the murder, Ted was in jail, so how did she think he was going to get it? Ask how she knows the bracelet was found at the murder scene. Okay, the bottom one's wrong because it came up twice. The middle one sounds a bit, well, stupid, so I'm guessing that one.
I didn't expect him to get it. I just didn't want to have it myself, and it was too expensive to throw away, so it was correct karma that I should give it back to him.
Hooray! Yep. The top one, didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say the top one? Why is it giving me the same fucking options? I guess the middle one then.
Because you just told me, stupid. You really should go back to writing parking tickets.
Fuck you.
I don't think you've got the intelligosity to be conducting a murder investigation.
But it gave me the...
Look, I'm scared to death. Ted is going to escape again, and the next dead person is going to be me.
Good.
Please, I'm begging you. I need police protection.
Police brutality on you. Tell her that Ted is locked up safely in jail and no threat to her or anyone else. Ask her to explain why you shouldn't suspect her for the murder of Dr. Raleigh. Ask her if she believes that Ted is a murderer. She's already said that, hasn't she? Well, he already broke out once, and she'll probably just tell me that. That one, she'll just moan at me. The bottom one, she's already told me, so here, you idiot, I just told you that, you already told me. I guess the top one, reassurance, but why?
Yeah, well, he was locked up the day of the murder and he escaped, didn't he?
Yeah, you predictable slag, I knew you'd say something like that. Ask her if she believes that Ted is a murderer. Well, that